And we are here and we are ready to start some action, I hope. This is going to be a fun night. It is hot out here, in the words of drag queen Kelly Mantle. But welcome everyone to another exciting episode of Queers, a TTRPG romp through everything that you want to, you come to expect from a game that's titled this, in which we talk, where we play about love and empathy and fighting ignorance, and totally a mature game with everyone being on their best behavior. I'm just kidding. I was like, that's a straight up lie, y'all. Listen, this is an 18 plus stream. We are grown adults here. We have a good time. There's going to be sexual innuendos. There might be gay, bisexual, all types of jokes, we got going on. I mean, come on now. Hey. Anywho, also, because this is 18 plus, if you somehow manage to find your way watching this and you are not of the age of 18 or older, either come back when you are older or watch this with a trusted adult, because there's going to be some stuff. Well, not really. We'll be fine, I promise. But I am your Q Master, Mikey, and I'm joined tonight by my lovely players, where we're finally going to progress this plot, y'all. Listen, summer has been a thing. We've been fighting our own in real life ignorance, trying to get this plot going, but we're finally here. First and foremost, you know him, you love him. He is our he. We haven't got to the point of the story yet, but it's bound to happen where he's gonna ask, "Where's Rachel?" and, and Andrew, who plays our lovely Atticus. Andrew, how are you tonight, my friend?
Why'd you say Martha? Why'd you say that name?
Oh no, what did I do? Oh,
Perfect. I think I found Ally's voice. So when Atticus is wearing the helmet, I know the voice I'm going to go for now.
there are
Just
so
a
many
just a
Batmans you can pull
solid
from.
just a solid Christian Bale coming out of
Yeah.
Atticus.
I love to see it. And then, of course, rounding out our player field this evening is the lovable Mr. Getting to play Phineas T. Lockwood once again, Mr. JT in the house.
What's
Hi,
going on?
JT. It's been like less than 24 hours since I've seen you last.
Ago, right? It's
So,
been uh, it's been pretty fun. Like these last 24 hours, action packed.
definitely is. But unfortunately, our third player, Mr. Kyler, Chris, is not here this evening. He once again is traveling. I was like living his actual gay pirate life in real life. So, anywho, take that with what you will. And yes, it is exactly what you think it is. But anywho, I'm so excited. We are going to be jumping into everything. So let's just get straight into it, because we gotta do a little bit of a quick recap, because woo, it's been a hot minute since we've been here. So let's run down everything that has transpired last time on Queers. So previously on Queers, after getting a little bit of a not so fun preview of our music teachers, Justice Night form, kind of blurred, porcelain like, cold, our heroes, our queeros, if you will, took their first steps inside the Performing Arts Academy here at Chrysalis Bay. Well, first, we did a little bit of a rewind, and we found out that Atticus had received a new school alias where he decided to go in as a student, which was a whole entire montage, which was a lot of fun to do. And unfortunately, Atticus had to shave the beard. So, ooh, it was crazy out here. He was like, well, totally not shedding tears as he was shaving the beard. But
I would have done it in real life for for full effect, but I think
the
my wife
bit,
would have killed me. So
listen, I was just like, hey, happy wife, happy life, y'all. The words to live by. Just happy partners in general, because we all want to live to see the next day. But after receiving his new alias and identity, Atticus begins to navigate the uncomfortable tension of being a full grown adult and having to enter the worlds of teenagedom again. Teenagers are mean, y'all. This be wild out here. But it wasn't long before Atticus met up with some friendly faces in the form of Sam Torres, like one of our more outspoken members of the choir, and his friend Javier. Atticus and Phineas were able to reconvene and connect in some capacity, and then things kind of took a left turn, or they took a left, they took a jump off the cliff, they took a darker tone as everybody witnessed firsthand the power of Mr. Dorian just crushing dreams in real time as he chastises Javier about, creating his own measure and, sheet music for the choir concert happening later in the evening. And he just dismantled this poor student's individuality in favor of tradition, which obviously did not sit right with our heroes. And so, of course, after practice and outside in the garden, our heroes, along with Sam, consoling a very disheartened Javier, decided that they're going to figure something out to get this to change and to figure out, what is the best course of action to change this school climate for the better. So Sam mentioned at the end of the last time we were all together that that he might have somebody that could help in the cause, but we would need to divide and conquer to get some stuff and try to get some allies in this whole situation. So that is where we left off with all of this. So again, we find ourselves in the courtyard. It is the end of the school day after witnessing all the drama that happened, y'all. So let me just change this real quick. There we go. Hopefully this happens sooner. So yeah, we find ourselves in the courtyard. It's the end of the school day. It is you two and Sam just chatting it up. So that is where we're going to drop everything. So again, Sam tells the both of you, I think I have a friend that could help us out, but it's going to take some convincing from her, potentially. She owes me a favor, but then I'll probably owe her a favor too. So that's an avenue. And then Atticus, you said that we could probably talk to the principal. I think that was what you had mentioned last time too. So that was an option as well. And you know what? I wonder if Coach could probably help us out in some capacity. I mean, it's not a big secret, but he tries not to make it a big deal. But listen, we teenagers, we see everything. So I was just like, we know those two are in a relationship. So yeah, we have a couple of different options. So I can't believe I'm teaming up with another student and a janitor. My life has become very, very interesting as of late. But you know what? It's all in the advancement of individuality and to figure out what the heck crawled up Mr. Dorian's butt and made him this way. Anywho. So yeah, how do we want to do this? You could just see the gleam in Sam's eye. He's like living his whole superhero fantasy right now.
So remind me.
If there's a sword, we could just
just
not the sword.
Stick him with the pointy end.
Cutting the hand off seemed to work well for the last one.
Just saying.
What?
Yeah, I'm just last
like
option,
like your the three highlights that we could potentially start with. This first is kick down the door, lop off a hand, and then you've got your sword, so you lop off the hand, and then we'll just let things go from there.
Again, Sam's like, what?
No, that would all be too extreme. No, I think we need to gather probably. I think it'd be good if we gathered some more information and kind of see what other influences Dorian is having around the campus. And I mean, if he's in a relationship with the coach, we don't know if they live together, but I'm assuming that they see each other outside of the school. So it might be good to see what things are happening in his personal life, so we can get a better idea of how far along the progression is with his change of attitude.
And who is this girl that you're going to be talking to?
Right. So first, Atticus, love that idea. Now back to you, Mr. Janitor. Um, um, yeah. So I have this friend. Her name is Cassie. She runs the she runs the audio and media lab here at the school. That is her domain. Love her to death. May or may not have had her help me with a couple of these projects in the past. Um, but to just give you a fair warning, she is very no nonsense, and I mean, you'll see what you'll see when you meet her or whoever decides to meet her. I'm like, yeah, you'll see. She's good people though. I trust her.
She probably has a lot of information being part of AV.
I'm telling you. I mean, I give her grief for it, but honestly, without Cassie, like none of this would be possible because she is literally the person in the chair. She has skills in all sorts of media and tech and audio stuff. There's also some other things that she's capable of, but we don't try to put that out in the public because that could possibly get her in trouble. But let's just say she may or may not have help us get some better cafeteria options in the lunch program when orders are made. So we just gonna leave it at that.
Nice.
So that might be very useful, especially if she has access to recording equipment, um, that we could get some information and some evidence um, on Dorian.
Indeed. So she could possibly help us out, but there's a couple of other options too. I guess the real question is, what do we want to do first?
Well, I'm assuming that if we don't already know that, well, I mean, Atticus knows that he could find out where Dorian lives, but um, he'll play along with it and say, I'm assuming that you and Cassie can find out if you don't already know uh, where Dorian lives. You might be able to find that out.
Um, Sam looks around and was like, "Oh yeah, Cassie could definitely do that." Um, yeah, she could definitely do that. Now, if it's going to require a price or something, that's going to be depend on Cassie's mood. Love her to death, but she can. It just depends on the day.
Um, I price. Are you talking like cashier, goods, services? What are you talking about?
Okay, so I guess the best way to describe it is again, she is a tech goddess. Not only with the mixing and audio engineering and production and all that good stuff, she also happens to be the lead writer for the school newspaper. So usually when I come to her, especially when she's helped me out in Miss Benavantis's audio production class, which is not my biggest strong suit. She may or may not have helped me do good on some projects and stuff like that. But in return, she either wanted me to buy her food or give her juicy gossip around the school because she's also, the editorial section of the school paper. So yeah, Cassie has her hands in a whole bunch of different pots. Again, it just depends on the day. It might be food, it might be gossip related, it might be monetary values. It just depends on what she's in the mood for. So
Then, I mean, you can let her know that there might be a hefty story that could be involved in this, depending on what information we find out. And there might also be some, I'm sure we can scrape together some either funds to give directly or for some goods that she might like. I mean, a janitor's gotta have some kind of salary, right?
I mean, it's probably better than a teacher's.
Listen, real life here. Ooh.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. So this is a good session. I'm gonna go cry in the corner for the next 2 hours. I'll be right back. No, I'm just kidding. We're good. No, Sam's like, 100%. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think we are very lucky that the Performing Arts Academy treats and teaches and pays their teachers very, very well. Also, the parents seem to be really receptive and not arguing on social media about having to buy kids school supplies. It's kind of crazy that parents don't want to do that, especially, since a lot of these teachers fund their own stuff. Totally not bleeding through actual right now, but that's a whole nother podcast. Back to the game.
That sounds like a lot of experience pouring through there. You're really good at doing that acting stuff.
Be like, yeah. No, but Sam is me, or is a form of me, I should say. But back to the game. No, yeah. So, I mean, I could set up a meeting with Cassie, let her know to the lead in. She's probably going to want specifics of exactly what you need from her. But I could set up a meeting to let you two know, and then or whoever wants to come meet Cassie. I can set up the meeting, let her know, and then I'll accompany you since, me and her are we're cool. We're friends. We are friends. I was going to say kind of friends, but we are actual friends. Friends of convenience, if you will. But I've also known her for a long time, too. So.
Just for information, is it like above table? Is school out right now? It's out, right?
Yeah, this is like after school. We're about
okay.
this is like the only people left on campus right now are like the sports and the after school activities and things like that. So, and all cool.
But Cassie would be at the school still, or are we going somewhere else? Asking Sam.
Yeah. Hold on, let me check. So Sam pulls out his phone and is just like, like texting out loud. Hey, Cassie, girl, you still here? Winky face emoji, tongue out emoji.
There's a pear logo with a bite taken out of it on the back of the phone.
Yeah, it's a pear pad.
Yeah.
And then the ringer is on. It's like ding. It's like, oh, she texted me back. What's up, butt nugget? Yes, I'm still here. What do you need? I have some friends that may require your service. Heads up, they might have juicy gossip to share as what they need help with relates to it. Would you be able to help? ? And then all of a sudden Sam's phone rings and it's just like, oh, hang on, let me put her on speaker. Hi, Kat. And before Sam can finish, it's like, get yourself and your friends over here right now. I was just like, you'll have me on juicy gossip. I'm in. See you losers in a bit. Click. So that worked out very well. So yeah, we're in.
So might I suggest that maybe you and I go one way, or at least separately, because if we continue to walk around a bunch, no offense, looking to Phineas, it might look kind of weird to high school students constantly hanging around with one of the custodians. Yeah, just to keep up appearances and
Yeah, that would be awkward. Yeah. I think I might go talk with the PE teacher if he's still around.
Yeah.
Do you know where?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say because we're meeting Cassie in the AV studio.
Yeah, the AV studio, the AV / production lab. Like, think like a whole recording studio is her domain.
So maybe once you're done meeting with the PE teacher, if you want to meet us there, or we can meet up back here. But I think we can converge somewhere so we can, not split the party, as it were, for too long.
It's true. Never
Tell
split
me
the
you're
party.
tell me you're splitting the party without saying you're splitting the party.
Yeah. So we've got choices. Okay, so yeah, I will go. I'll talk with the PE teacher, and then after that, I will head to the AV room. And if you guys aren't there, then we can meet back here.
Okay.
Sounds good. As I go and take off towards the PE teacher's office.
We'll say
Isn't that usually like in the locker room, like in the back of the locker room, awkwardly positioned?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can tell y'all from experience.
Right next to the equipment locker.
Be like, yes. Alrighty. All right, so we got a plan of action. Phineas is heading towards to talk to Coach. We got Atticus and Sam heading to meet with, our AV goddess. So you know what? Let's do something fun. I'm gonna flip a coin real quick.
TPK.
You are all dead. No, like, all right, regen new characters, y'all. No,
we have all been inflicted with madness. Welcome to Arcane Asylum.
all right.
I was wondering what episode we were gonna go evil. So
it's be like, surprise! It's tonight. No, so we're going to start with Atticus and Sam because it landed on heads, and that's what we're going to. So let me just get this up real quick. There we go. It'll just take a little bit to get there. There we go. All right. So, Atticus, you are walking with Sam through the, performing arts portion of the whole entire building. So this is the musical arts. But as you guys pass through the familiar grounds of the music rooms and the choir rooms and things like that, we head towards the back end of the building where all of the electronic musical arts are. So this is my dream performance art school because there's a classroom that has, CDJ decks on there with laptops and actual vinyl scratchers. But of course, at the very tail end of the hallway is the media lab / AV room. And as you walk in, Atticus, you are met with, as you open the door, you immediately find that inside of this media lounge, it is dimly lit. There's lots of screens flicking on and off. It's a little bit of glitchy. In the chair, you see a very Radio Rebel-esque individual with teal mohawk, undercut hair, headphones on her ears, wearing a very punk leather jacket. Look like you could get it from Hot Topic with all the patches sewn in. So, and without even because she's looking at the screen kind of directly here, you guys are walking in, and without even turning around, you hear this figure be like, you two are walking heavy. Whatever this is, it ain't just about reverb and EQ. And then the chair turns to face you. It's just like, oh, it's you, Sam. So this must be your new friend. Hello there, new friend. My name is Cassie Lynn. I am the goddess of this domain. What do I owe the pleasure of you coming to my abode?
we could use your hi Cassie. My name's Aiden. I'm new here, and Sam has been filling me in on what's been going on, and he says that you could be helpful.
Well, I mean, I could be helpful with all sorts of things, but it just depends. What kind of help do you need from me? I was just like, I have all sorts of capabilities. I can do all sorts of things. Just depends on what you want, and that will be the price that I'm asking. But since you apparently have juicy gossip for me, I'm willing to do whatever it is that you want me to do. So, what exactly are we looking at here? Do I need to change a grade? Am I helping out with the project? Am I about to like I am at your assistance?
Um, well, Sam did speak very highly of your skills, which is why we came here. Um, and I he'll turn to Sam and say, have you told her at all of what's going on?
Well, she gets bits and pieces, but I don't think she. And before Sam can continue, um, Cassie like has her laptop on. She just spins it around, and both of you see like a Google Doc open, where it's just like I don't know if anybody has ever been a part of school newspapers, but there are programs that school newspapers use to print like the school newspaper on certain things, especially schools, high schools that have their own printing press involved in it. She's like, "Are you talking about what went down during practice today?" "Oh yeah, I have my sources everywhere, so I know what went down, but I would like to hear it from you." And again, she immediately just pulls out of her jacket pocket and it comes a pencil and a notepad. So it's just like, what was the tense atmosphere? She starts bombarding all these questions. It's like, so what went down in your opinion? How did it make you feel? Is Mr. Dorian like really that crazy all the time? Like, what's new? How is Javier feeling? How did you feel when you witnessed all that? What's going? She just is like non-verbaling everything.
And I think Atticus will play into that and do the like. Well, I, I, and then once she finally finishes, or at least there's a long enough break that he can say something, um, he'll try to jump in with a. Well, that's what we're trying to find out. Like I said, I'm new here, and we've gotten some help from one of the staff members, but we think that there's something more going on with Mr. Dorian. But we need to find out more before we do anything. I mean, he is an adult after all, and a faculty member, so we can't just go off on our own without more proof and more concrete evidence and more of an idea of what we might be dealing with, because it seems like it's a pretty drastic change. So we need to figure out what exactly is going on before we try to take any action. And so we were kind of hoping that you could use your vast skills, as well as your passion for information, and help us get some of that evidence that we might need, whether it be audio or visual.
Ah, I see what you're throwing down, Mr. Nathan. Alrighty. And just Cassie just turns to the both of you as is like, I got you. Give me 1 sec. She turns back around to her chair, and again, big old monitor on the side of this whole entire desk that she's at. And she begins moving and clicking on the keyboard and moving her mouse in a very fervent fashion. She's like, I always thought so. And again, whole entire like bat cave, big old computer as she's talking to you all while she's typing away. She's just like, so I've always felt that everything is kind of, well, I kind of figured something was going on when it came to all of this. Again, the whole typing situation. I've taken a couple of student statements and all sorts of stuff, and of course those definitely help in terms of the documentation portion. But there's also something that I've come to learn about all of this whole situation with Mr. Dorian, and it's kind of spooky, which I'm here for because I love it. Here we go. And then she pulls up this file, blows it up on the screen, and it looks to be kind of like your run of the mill like audio production software that allows you to kind of like not only create stuff but you can analyze the waves and things like that of music. Again, we're about to get really musically nerdy around here, y'all, so bear with me. So it's one of those like software programs that allows you to analyze and chop up. The program allows you to let you know like what the tempo of the song is, or you can mess around with the effects of it to clean it up and all stuff. Basic like audio engineering 101 type of programming. So in music terms, think of it like programs that producers use to master like tracks before sending it into album form for us to listen to, or should be the case. Too many people forget that step now in 2025, but I digress.
For
Totally
all of you
basic.
audio nerds out there, that's called Ableton.
Yes, it's basically Ableton. So she pulls this file up and is just like, now, I'm going to play this twice. I want you to just listen to it as it is now, and then I'm going to put on some headphones for you guys to listen to. So Cassie begins to play a recording. This recording comes from one of the practices of the choir, and so it's very standard sounding, like all the voices are harmonizing together. You hear Mr. Dorian give the instructions, kind of like conducting the choir through this, piece and everything. It sounds beautiful, heavenly even. And then she's like, Cassie stops it and is like, sounds pretty normal, right? But however, after spending some hours spending hours, diving into it and running through some algorithms and things like that, I came across something in here that's a little bit spooky, but I want you to hear it. And she grabs like 2 extra headphones and she just puts them on your guys' head. She plays it once again. And at first, it's Atticus, this sounds like, any normal piece. It's kind of sounding the same as it was the first run through. But then, because Cassie has played with it and been able to add some reverb and kind of fix some parts, you distinctly hear a very ominous, like, droning that is coming from this musical piece. It sounds very hypnotic, like if someone were singing into a hypnotic tone. And you can't quite make out exactly what is being said, but it's like a very humming drone. And like, what's the best way to put it? Anybody who's watched any type of horror movie or like psychological thriller, it's like when the orchestra of the scene where the music goes,
Is it going, Paul is dead. Paul is...
Sure, why not? But it's that typical pattern where it's a scary movie. It's like, I scared myself with that. I'm not gonna lie, you guys.
You gonna turn on some lights over there, Mikey?
I mean, the lights. Listen, if the lights go off, we're about to have our own Paranormal Activity / Blair Witch Project up in this piece live.
He's going to end up watching a full length like Winnie the Pooh movie when we're done with this.
No comment. No, I went to see the remake of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Not as bad as people are making it out to be, but still. But anywho, so Cassie takes the headphones off and is just like, I can't put my finger exactly on what it is, but it sounds very spooky. The best way I could describe it is like, it's like a hypnotic tone, and I don't know why that's happening.
So when it was happening, were the students singing, or because it was the student singing, not Mr. Dorian, right?
Correct.
Okay, so okay, then he'll take the headphones off, and then he'll ask Cassie. So, did you just put this through a filter?
For all intents and purposes, we're gonna say yes. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but yes. Let's just say I worked my magic.
Could you hypothetically put it onto a device so we could observe it in real time?
So let me see. So
that's just food for thought. I know I'm sure a lot of your technical things will take longer than just doing it right now, but possibly for the future, that might be something that might be beneficial for us to find out what that is if we can observe it when it's actually happening.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, you can have this copy if you want, as she's holding like a CD in her hand already.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, a copy of what's happened would be great, but if we could, like have that filter on a phone or on a recording device or something to actually be able to observe it while it's happening, that would also be helpful. But I'll take this back and listen to it.
I got you now.
Yeah.
Here, and she's like, "May I see your phone?"
Sure. Let's go through the pictures.
You're like, don't worry. I believe in everybody's sense of privacy. It's just like what you do in your alone time is none of my business.
There's just a bunch of pictures of Atticus like posing in a superhero costume.
Yes.
It's what you don't know is it's a bunch of Atticus poses in one, and then now you've got your new identity that you have, and there's a bunch of poses that are similar to those poses, but they're just in your younger body.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So Cassie gets your phone, Atticus, and is like, right. Starts tapping the screen a little bit. Go here, put that there. All right. And gives you back the phone. You're all set. And she gives you the phone and says, like, you will find a new app that has been installed on your phone. That is let's just say it is my own creation. I have given you the tools to be able to apply this set of filters whenever you need it. So
cool.
You're welcome.
Wow, Sam, you're right. She's really good.
She really is, and I love her to death. She's like, yeah, I know.
So the other help that might be useful is, do you have any equipment that you're able to take out of the school?
Well, I mean, I'm able to take my personal laptop and then, of course, the school laptop. But I use my personal one because that has all the fun stuff on it.
But I'm thinking more like cameras and things like that.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, hang on. And begins looking around. I think I have it somewhere. Now, what kind of camera were you looking for? Were you looking for a regular, like, photography camera that allows to take videos? Are you looking for a camcorder? Are you looking for, what type of camera are we talking about?
I mean, smaller is probably better. Something that can get solid footage, but not going to be too obvious that it's positioned somewhere or being held somewhere.
Gotcha. Okay. Then let's see. Here we go. And she gives you like one of those like handheld camcorders, like the smaller ones.
Does it have the fold out screen?
Yes, it does. She's like, don't let the appearance fool you. Again, because I'm really the only person that wants to be in here and is in here all the time. Let's just say there's some modifications that I made to this camera. So it might look like a standard camcorder, but if you flip the screen open, and as she flips it open for you, you see the screen turn on, and it's like basically having a small little smartphone screen in the little thing. It's like, it's all touchpad or voice activated. And the camera's just like, hello, Cassie. I was like, hello. She's like, well, hello there, Penelope. This is like, welcome back to the land of the living. It is good to be activated again, Cassie. Oh my, we have some friends here. You sure thing we do. This, of course, this is my friend Sam, and then currently holding you right now is Mr. Aiden, one of our newer students here. Hello, Mr. Aiden. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Penelope.
Hi, Penelope, and he awkwardly like goes to look for a place to shake the hand, but sorry.
Oh, don't worry. I know I'm very aware that I am just an AI voice, so therefore, please don't mind the normal human pleasantries and mannerisms. You could just talk to me like you would any smart device, and that will be suffice for me.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. Just closes it. So yeah, Penelope here will be able to help you with anything that you need. She also has a couple of special features as well, which she gives you a little like sticky note. Why it's just like, here are all the capabilities. You just need to let Penelope know what you can do, and she'll let you know if she's able to do so or requires something. But she's in good hands. Also, gives you a standard AC plug. You're gonna need to charge her when you're done too. Don't. She can go like about a day or two on a full charge, but make sure you charge her too, because who knows? You might need her in some times and needs, and then if you don't charge her, what are you gonna do?
Thanks. Put him in. He'll put them in his satchel.
It's like a point and click adventure. Just everything. It's like a mini like point and click adventure supply screen comes out of the knapsack.
This is my bag that holds things. My holding bag.
Your holding bag. It's very cavernous and deep.
Yeah.
Be like, all of a sudden, there's an inventory screen that pops up in real. Just kidding. It's like.
Hopefully that doesn't encumber you.
We'd love to see it. So, yeah. So Cassie says, "Now, for my payment."
Oh wait, we have one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Can you find out? Well, I don't know what Phineas is gonna find out over there, but can you find out where Mr. Dorian lives?
Oh, so you want my other set of skills? Okay, I like the way you think, Mr. Aiden. Well, I mean, I can, but I do need to ask, what level of DEFCON scale are we looking at? Level 1 being to be like, you just need it for some basic stuff, or are you about to TP and egg Mr. Dorian's house?
Oh, no. It's for like recon and observation.
You know what? I'm not gonna question it. Not my business, not my circus, not my monkey. I was like, I don't know why you need the address to the teacher's house, but you know what? I can give it. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Where did I put this document? There it is. And on her laptop, she opens a spreadsheet with all the staff and all the staff members, like addresses and phone numbers and things like that. She's like, well, I mean, I can give it to you free of charge, I guess. I was just like, I'm not going to ask what you're going to do with it, but sure. And just hang on, prints it on like a piece of printer paper and then hands it to you. Be like, here you go.
Thanks. He'll pick it up and fold it up and put it into an actual pocket.
Oh boy. Anything else that I can be assistance today?
Sam?
No, I think that's it for right now, Cassie. You've been a big help. And then as far as your payment, since this is a developing story, would you be okay if we come back at the end of it to deliver payment? She's like, oh, yeah, you can give me the full story at the very end, but if you can spare about 10 or 15 minutes, I can collect everything and cross-reference it with what other students have told me. And you know what? This is going to be a big time. I'm going to submit this story to the national, competition for these newspapers out here. I was just like, I feel there's something here. So, yeah. and kind of just pushes a chair towards you. Atticus is like, all right, so if you don't mind, if you could spare 10 to 15 minutes, I would like to collect your statement.
Sure. I suppose.
Awesome. And so you pull up into a chair. Sam is just chilling on the floor, pulling out his game console as this is happening. It's like, so. And again, the first question he asks is like, so tell me. And for some reason she holds up like a stack of cards. She's like, so tell me, how does this make you feel? Just kidding.
It's a Rorschach test.
Yeah. We cut away from this interview. So no, but she begins to ask you questions. Be like, so tell me a little about yourself. And then, as this is happening, we cut over to the other side of the school. Where Phineas, again, incognito mode, pushing a whole entire cart of cleaning supplies and a mop and everything. So Phineas, you find yourself at the athletics building on campus. And of course, while it is a regular hallway, you can hear the noises from one side of the hallway. You hear, the football team practicing and everything on the outside. You also hear the squeaky shoes across the basketball court. You also hear the Venus and Serena Williams-esque as you hear people playing tennis and the grunts. Listen, y'all know these tennis players be having these grunts out here. You cannot tell me otherwise. But you just hear a plethora of things. And as you recall, Phineas, you know that Coach is in charge of the basketball team. So as you are kind of getting closer to the gym, you see a bunch of the players running around doing basketball drills and all that kind of good stuff. And over the far end of the corner of the gym, you see Coach kind of just standing there watching everybody practice, but also like visibly being seen, like he's physically there, but we don't think he's there right now. If that makes sense. He looks very sad.
Okay. Is there... Do they have a timer on the board as they're doing their practice?
They do. There's about 45 seconds left on the timer board as they're kind of doing suicides across the court right now.
Gross.
Did you say gross?
Yeah. I used to do stuff like that for football, and I hated it. Like wind sprints, suicides, whatever you want to call them. They
That's
suck.
a whole conversation we're going to have. Be like, I didn't know you played football. The more you know.
I know, right? Yeah. So I'm going to kind of make it look like I'm busy in that general vicinity until, sweeping or mopping or whatever. And then when the 45 seconds end, then I'm going to, head towards the door.
Okay. So as you're heading towards the door within this time frame, 45 seconds becomes up, the buzzer sounds. Coach kind of, again, from his days, looks up to the players who are drenched in sweat and just like some of them on the floor, trying to prevent cramps by massaging their legs. Coach goes, all right, boys, and go ahead and you take a 10. Go walk it out, go get some water, go get a snack from your bags or something, and we'll continue in 10. One more reps, and then we'll call it a day. So the boys are just like, yes, as they go and, get some water, get some snacks, just start stretching, cooling themselves down as best as they can. And Coach just resigns himself to one of the bleachers and just sits.
My brain, it's been a bit since we've done this, since we've moved this storyline so far in. What what was his name again?
This would be Coach Hernandez.
That's it, Fernandez. Okay. So, wow. Yeah, hang on. I have to reboot. Give me a second.
It's all good. Like, all right, how are we going to do this? Yeah.
It's been forever. And I was like, I had all of this stuff in my brain and then I let it sit too long. And, okay. We're looking for info on Dorian. What is going on with Dorian? Like I'm kind of saying this under my breath, just slightly, as I start kind of walking towards the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And get that in this. Okay. I almost hit the mute button. No. Just a mute monologue all night long. So I walk up towards the coach and just kind of give a slight wave to maybe catch his attention and be like, hey, Coach Fernandez, can I talk with you for a couple seconds?
And Coach turns to you at that nice gesture and is like, of course, my friend. I'm happy to see that you are doing okay. Yeah, come sit. And, or actually, you know what? I'll come meet you. He gets up from the bench and walks over. It's like, so how has your first, how has the first couple of days been at your new job here?
As I'm about ready to answer, how now that I've closed the gap, what's going on? Face features, like it is lights are on but no one's home. Like, does he look like he's thinking about stuff? Like, what's kind of going on?
The real question is he hot? The answer is yes. No, kidding. No. So as Coach gets a little bit closer and you're kind of reading, profiling, body language. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be a trigger warning, but I'm going to start pulling in some stuff. Again, I graduated with a degree in psychology, so these are things that I bring to my game sometimes. So we're going to pull in some stuff. So we love you, but this is a trigger warning because we're going to describe some very intense sadness here. So please bear with me. So Phineas, as Coach is kind of closing the gap in between like that comfortable distance and when you're having a face-to-face conversation with somebody, you notice two different levels of things. Physically, it looks like somebody had dropped a whole Acme weight onto Coach because his body posture is very not even relaxed. It just feels very dejected. Physically, he looks like parts of his body is tense, and you can kind of tell within his eyes that there are multiple thoughts and multiple hamsters running on their wheels at various sizes and different points. So it's very like thinking about multiple things at all the same time. As far as the emotional level of things, again, body language tells a lot. So you can see that there is a bit of a kind of sunken in expression of Coach. He is looking at you. Well, he's like more looking through you, but not in an intimidating sense. He's kind of just there looking, but again, not very present. The eyes are kind of glazed over a little bit. You notice that the bottom of his eyelids are a little bit redded and pinked and puffy, as if he may or may not have shed a tear within the last like 20 minutes or so. He just looks very conflicted is the best way to put it. But again, he is trying to put on this performance and to mask this, to have this conversation with you. But you can immediately tell that he's kind of doing a piss poor job at it.
Perfect. I mean, that sounds horrible, but that's...
No, I get what you mean, yeah.
So, as we go through all the pleasantries and stuff, you hear me kind of say, "What that looked pretty intense. Is this this is what you do? You must hold a tight ship over here, huh?"
Well, I mean, I try my best at least. How do I put this? I want, specifically talking about the basketball boys here, I know they are all capable of great things and all of them bring something to the table. And I'm here to be hard on them, but that's because I know of the potential that they all have. Of course, I never take it too far though, because many of them have the athletic ability. There are a few students here who are wanting to be on the basketball team, have never played before, but wanted to try it because now that they're their age where they want to try to figure out where they would fit in more, of course. But regardless of ability level, I push everyone to the hardest, level that I can. But at the same time, I make sure that they don't lose the passion for the game or they want to quit because they feel that they are not good enough, fast enough, strong enough for all of it. Strength comes in different forms, and especially in sports, everyone plays a different part. You can physically be gifted, but I have a lot of players who might lack that physicality, but they are also great tacticians when it comes to plays and how to use the mind and make those split-second decisions to be able to, be able to pull off some crazy miracles, if you will. But I don't want their hearts to be destroyed in the process, if that makes any sense. I know that sounds kind of cheesy when I put it like that, but their whole being is important to me.
Yeah, it's understandable. That's a lot of passion. That sounds that has got to be exhausting.
I mean, yeah, it can be. Some days are easier than others. I never know where my players' minds and hearts are at when they come in after school. There have been days where everyone has been on the same page. There are some days where some kids have not had the most pleasant day here at school. And I just do what I can for at least 2 hours to help remind them of their potential and to kind of make them forget about that as best as I can. So it can be exhausting.
I would imagine. What do they have to worry about? Like what's the bad part to being here? I know when I used to be in high school, it was like everybody always complained, "Oh, I hated my high school. It was horrible." But I never had that problem. Like what's the change here?
Well, I mean, the best way to describe it is that I have to meet these students at their level, because I'm pretty sure you and I can agree differently that when we were in high school, things were a whole lot different in terms of just the culture of everything. But now, these kids are exposed to a lot more, and they have more forms of, they have the world at their fingertips is the best way I can put it. But that also comes with the whole plethora of problems that they have to deal with. And again, these are high schoolers. Many of these kids are trying to finalize what they think their ideal version of what they want to be after they leave these hollow grounds of high school and go into the real world looks like. And then also start to make decisions of, do they want to go to, pursue higher education? Do some of them want to try to make it as a professional athlete? Because we've had some students make it to, the pros. Some students may want to go serve, in the workforce, or they want to be a military person, or even just whatever it is. They got all of that while also trying to balance out, passing their classes, managing their time, and not to mention their friendships and relationships as well. It's just a whole balancing scale. And I'm so glad that we didn't have that much when we were in high school, because it can be. I can only give my opinion, but this is exhausting for these kids to try to balance everything out. And he kind of gives like a chuckle, but it's very contained.
Yeah, I do have to admit that social media has ruined a lot of things. Hopefully, that doesn't. You're not seeing that, like, if they're having problems with teachers or other students or their partners or anything like that. Like, that's where I think it would be exhausting, because you want to try to make them be their best, and they more than likely will end up bringing problems to you. I know that I used to bring my problems to a bunch of my friends, but not much in the lineup of my teachers. And I feel like now is they don't really care who they talk to, just as long as they can get whatever they want off their chest. But neither here nor there. Man, there's that brain fart again. It's been exhausting for me too this week. Like, I've been meeting a whole bunch of new people throughout this campus, and it is. I'm surprised you're not seeing me with a neck brace on right now, because I've got people that are extremely bubbly and have enough energy to probably power this entire school. And then I have other people that are a little bit on the mediocre side. They're kind of laid back and chill. Some creative talent here, that is for certain. And then I see other people that are extreme in the way that they teach. And I know myself back then, I would have shut down if I was a kid like that.
No, I 100% agree. And if I can be frank with you, my friend, we don't have to beat around the bush. I know you were there this morning, and according to some of the students, I also know that you were in the auditorium this afternoon when everything went down during recital practice. So we don't, and this is not a negative towards you or anything, but you can be upfront with me. I don't take offense to anything, I promise you. But no, I have been filled in with what went down, and I have to apologize. I know that's not the best way to introduce new people to our faculty, but and at this point, Coach kind of just trails off, and he kind of just stops speaking. Face kind of just retorts, as you can see him thinking intently about something, and just kind of shake his head, biting his lip a little bit. Yeah, it's I can only apologize. I'm really sorry.
He's not the same anymore, is he?
I mean, it's not a secret, and the fact that you were able to tell, I mean, it's not like we're hiding anything. So, but it's I don't know exactly what to I can't put my finger on it. I know Felix, the real him, or at least I thought I did. I know he can be he's always been prickly around the bushes, if you catch my drift. But I don't know, lately, he's been a lot colder to the students, to other faculty member, to me in some capacity. And I don't know if this makes any sense, but it seems he's become less curious, if that makes any sense, about the world, about music, all this kind of stuff. It's like lately he's been performing a version of himself that someone else wrote for him. I know metaphors aren't my thing, but I don't know.
How long ago do you think this happened?
Well,
Like, was there? Let's put it this way: it most of the time, at least from what I've seen in my years of experience, is something makes that happen. Something triggers it. And if he's suddenly lost his curiosity and his will to look into things, did you notice on in a day of class, if you meet him outside of class, uh, like, I guess, as the kids would say, what's the trigger?
hmm. Well, you know, I feel I can tell you this because I trust you, my friend. So, you know, again, he's always been prickly around the bush, but you know what? I would say about a couple weeks ago, I happened to accompany him to the principal's office, and she told she told Felix that we were gonna have a special guest come in for this recital happening this week. Um, I mean, we get guests all the time for all the different programs, so this is nothing new for our school. But she told him that it was somebody Felix knew, and when she mentioned the name, it might have been in my imagination, but I felt, or I don't even know if I can say saw, I just saw his normal self kind of exit his body. He tensed up and put on, he kind of almost looked porcelain in a way, and kind of just, I don't know, something spooked him. And when
Like,
I asked him later about it, all he said that it was just somebody who taught him music when he was over in London as a child.
interesting. And he just hasn't been the same since, huh?
I mean, ever since that day, he's similar to me. He's tough on the quiet students, but now it's changed. Whereas before, I feel I'm comfortable enough to say that he knows the potential, but now it seems that he's pushing them in a direction that I don't that he's pushing them in a direction that I don't think that he knows, or as sad as it is to say, I don't want to say he doesn't care, because I think he does, but I think he's blinded to what he's been doing the last couple of weeks, pushing these students away. So whoever the special guest is, he won't he won't talk to me about his childhood and his teenage years before he moved to over here to the States. But I get
Did
the feeling it wasn't the most pleasant experience.
did you end up meeting him? This special person?
That's the thing. This person said this person would be here at the recital, but I haven't seen or I haven't seen this individual um since that meeting. They all I know is that they would be showing up relatively soon, but only the principal would know when that would be. And at the time of that conversation, she was still trying to figure out details about when to expect his arrival.
Interesting. Well, hopefully all this he'll find the curiosity at the end of the light, I guess, or something along those lines. Uh, dang. Well, as I go to look up at the last tickings of the timer that's up there, um, we'll talk more about this. This was I'm trying to get a better feel for some of the people around here, and I always love a good story.
Well, I appreciate you listening to me spill my guts a little bit. I do have one more question for you before you go off and to do your rest of the duties, because I don't want to keep you longer than you need to be.
Sure.
And you can tell me it's none of my business, but all how do I put this? Because I don't want to sound accusatory, but are you here to help Felix in any shape or form? Because I find it interesting that, you know what? Never mind. If I'm happy to talk to you, and if you want to know anything more, I'm an open book. You can come step by anytime. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And he kind of just gives you a good old pat on the shoulder. It's like, well, my friend, I got one more set of drills to run with these players, and I will not keep you longer.
As I give a slight wave and like very slowly kind of backpedaling as I go, I just want to make sure that people are in their best frame of mind. And as I say that, it was nice meeting you. And I turn around and I walk off.
Likewise, my friend. Hey, if you ever find yourself with some extra time, I mean, oh, before I forget, and Coach kind of gives you kind of like a folded up sticky note review paper. Is just like ever so often, once a week, a couple of us faculty member we kind of like to hang out after school and talk. So if I don't know if lounge bars or things like that are your type of thing, but you can always find me. I'll be here. I'll be over there tonight if you want to come and stop by and meet some of the other folks. But I appreciate it. All right, boys, let's get this drill done. We got one more to go, and Coach kind of goes back into his mode of things. Phineas, as you are kind of turning to exit out the door, and you are looking at this piece of paper, you see, and only you can see this, so for all intents and purposes, you see that so kind of like we talked about, it's been a hot minute, but each of you guys has some sort of semblance of like your manifestation for your QUEERZ powers. It could be a little pendant. Think of it as like a morpher or some sort of like a Power Ranger, Super Sentai. So there's something that allows you to get into your hero form if you need be.
Hang on. That, I don't know if you just saw that. We both, Andrew and I, just did the morphing time at the same exact time. That was beautiful.
It's morphing time.
Beautiful. Okay, continue. Sorry.
So each of you has some sort of semblance. I'll let y'all figure that out. But as you are kind of looking over the address of this lounge bar of some sort, contemplating, be like, okay, this could be a source of information for later. Your semblance kind of shimmers a little bit, kind of similar in the same fashion sense in which when y'all met with our good, Admiral Carmen up in her airship too, which as a reminder that you guys have the rainbow empathy. It allows you to be heroes and things like that. But there are people who have slight potentials who can awaken to certain things, but not be full heroes. And you, Phineas, you get the indication and remembering the same thing that happened with Admiral Carmen on her airship. Your QUEERZ semblance, morpher, whatever you want to call it, gives off that same gleam. And again, spelling it out for the audience too, because I'm full transparent. I don't keep secrets from anybody. There's something there that Coach might be able to tap into down the line. So take that as what you will. You kind of just head back out into the hallway, and then, back to your duties. I broke him. I broke JT. Oh
no! No, it's So for all of you people that are playing the home edition, we have chat screens on our side that we can see internally, and Mikey ended up saying something that we can tap into, and Andrew promptly put in "dad ass."
We gotta love the private chat.
Oh, yes. I'm here for it. Okay.
Be like, that's the After Dark podcast. That's the After Dark edition of this game. And Fade to Black. No. So Phineas, you walk back into the hallway. You're just like, So Phineas, what would you like to do now? I mean, you talked to Coach. Is there anything else you would like to do, or would you like to head on back to the would you like to head back to Sam and Atticus's location?
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to go back towards the AV area and share my notes.
Sweet. Alrighty. We follow the camera as Phineas, you head on back to where Atticus and Sam are. We come back to Sam and Atticus, and Sam is literally trying to drag Atticus out of the room with, with her lovable tech goddess. She keeps asking questions, and Sam's like, we gotta go. I promise we'll give you the full story. And it's like putting physically body between the two of you. She's like, in a comical fashion, this is like the basement demon trying to get from you. It's like, give me. It's just like reaching through Sam, trying to pull you back in. It's like, no. I was just like, may the power of Christ compel you.
I think Atticus is probably sweating and a little pale because he was starting to get to the point where he was running out of being able to lie through all of the questions that she was asking.
Instead of dripping beads of sweat, it's like anime, like dripping sweat, drips of mayonnaise. It's like the big old ones. Anyways, everybody should watch Hunter x Hunter. Anyways. But yeah, you're just like, I'm running out of lies. Sam, get me out of here. And then Sam's like, got you. And it's like, all right, we got to go. Sam's able to close the door. And again, the calm before the storm horror movie moment, just like back against the wall, holding the door closed, slides down. It's like, I didn't think we were going to get out of there in one piece. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Aiden. I did not mean for her to go that far. I love her, but she can be a little bit much sometimes.
I didn't mean to cry.
I'm not gonna lie, my friend. That was a little bit surprising. Who knew that talking about your dog would elicit that kind of response?
Truth. But at least we got some help and info.
Now, when you say help and info, I think we got some stuff, but I feel like she got more out of us than we did out of her. But you know what? I'm going to take this as a win.
Story of my life. I mean, hey, look, it's the janitor.
Say what now? As Sam looks, Phineas is walking down the hallway. Oh, sweet. All right, let's get out of here before she comes crashing through the door with follow-up questions that she might think of. So we got to dip.
Okay.
So the three of you decide to reconvene once again at the very beautiful botanical garden that is in this performing arts high school. Roll with it. We're going to make the garden as the safe house right now. So this botanical garden, for all intents and purposes, of the guys is safe, all your safe house. So the three of you reconvene. It's just like, okay, so I guess now is the time to share information, I guess. Oh, well, at least according to my comics, that's what we do in times like these, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, and Sam pulls out a notepad from his jacket pocket with a pencil. It's like, all right, so I guess whoever wants to go first. I mean, I was there with Aiden here of what Cassie wanted, but I'm here to take notes so we can compare and contrast. So who wants to go first?
What all did you guys go through, and why were you crying about a dog?
That doesn't have to do with what we're here to discuss. So I did, and he'll pull out the piece of paper, get Mr. Dorian's address so we can go and check that out. And then I got an app and some information. She recorded some weird thing when Dorian was leading the choir and she put it through some filters and found some. I guess it's like on. It's stuff you can't hear with just your ears. Um, so that was weird. Um, but we got a camera too, and her name's Penelope. Long story. Um, but yeah, so we've got some gear and some information, and she's going to help us with more information if we can, if we need it. What's up with the coach?
He looks kind of run down a little bit, not gonna lie. And that's like, it's not because he's doing the coaching. It's like something hit him really hard. It's weird because
Like with his fist?
no,
Oh,
more like an emotional gut punch.
ah,
Apparently, there's a lot of crying in the school today. I don't know. I'm not going to ask questions.
Atticus will look at Sam and be like, "See, it's not just me."
It a lot of this, and I kind of look over at Sam. How long ago do you think that this change with Mr. Dorian happened?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, I mean, to be fair, this Dorian has kind of been a little bit of a stickler, but he's a stickler with the heart of gold. His methodology might be a little harsh, but he means well, and I actually really, really liked him. I would say maybe a couple of weeks I started noticing this more intense aura from Mr. Dorian and how he was conducting classes and the practice for this recital. He told us that some guest is coming, but he never mentioned exactly who. But it's been about like 3 or 4 weeks, I want to surmise.
That sounds about right. And everything that you're noticing is the same thing that the coach was noticing too.
Well, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean noticing? Like,
he was seeing that like a good couple of weeks ago, he was observing Dorian as very distant, not quite like himself. And there was mention about to the principal even that this special person was supposed to come and help with the recital as well. A little weird because nobody has recognized or seen this new person, but Mr. Dorian is still like this. So I don't quite know what to make of this. I do know that there's got to be a way that we can stop this, because I'm not a huge fan of having teachers be that strict, especially in the performing arts. Like, to be that strict and to hamper somebody's ability to create stuff, like that doesn't jive very well with me. So let's find out. We'll talk more tomorrow morning, maybe, and see kind of what we can get.
Sam is like writing all this down. It's like, that's a good idea. In fact, you know what? And before Sam can finish what he was about to say, his phone goes off. It's like, oh, 1 sec. Oh, it's Javier. Hang on. Hey, Javi, what's shaking bacon? What's up? Oh, hang on. Wait, what do you mean? Slow down. Wait, what? Okay, don't go nowhere. I'm on my way. Don't go nowhere. I will be right there. I'm going to stay on the phone with you. Don't go nowhere. Okay? Let your mom, I'm coming over right now. Don't go nowhere. All right. And again, Sam puts his hand over like the mouthpiece of the phone and is like, hey, so I got to go really quickly. An emergency has come up. Javier's fine. But it's like DEFCON 3. He said that he wants to leave the school, and I'm gonna try to convince him not to. So, if you excuse me, I bid you. Oh, before I forget, and again, a piece of paper, writes, scribbles on it, rips it off his sticky pad, hands it to you. Atticus is like, here's my number, y'all. Aiden, you can put it in your phone. We're basically friends now. I know this is kind of sudden, but I gotta go. I apologize for leaving like this, but I'll text me later. All right, Javi, hang on. I'm on my way. And you just see Sam dart off towards the front of the school so he can leave and head on over to Javier's house. So
God,
now it is just the two of you.
Never leave. No,
it's like, damn.
These people are extremely trusting.
Yeah, I mean, a bit too much, but clearly there's something going on with the teacher, and likely something right up our alley.
Mikey, you said that I ended up seeing Dorian's shifted state, correct?
Correct. You did when you met with, well, you initially saw it when you met with Mr. Dorian when Coach was giving you the tour of the school, and then both of you saw it again, Phineas, and then Atticus, you saw it for the first time because it slightly happened again during the whole entire thing that went down in practice with Javier and all that stuff.
There we go. Okay. So I'm still in convo mode with Atticus. So the coach even says, and it's the choice of words that he said really got to me, that when he saw Dorian a couple of weeks ago almost change, he said Dorian felt almost like he got pale or porcelain skin, and that he's not excited into looking into creating new things, which when we saw him at the recital, he tore Javier a new one. That's not somebody that you wouldn't end up doing that if you were wanting to try to find creativity. And I think that this special person that's supposed to be, and I legit air quote to Atticus with special person, if they came in 2 weeks and all of a sudden this person is supposed to be here, I hope this person is not currently like manifested in Dorian or manifested as Dorian. Also, legit a little concerned about the principal, but we'll talk about that in a bit. What are you thinking?
Oh, I think we should definitely. You didn't happen to find out if the coach and Dorian live together, did you?
I don't know about live together,
Okay.
because I've only known him for a few days, and that is relatively personal. Although he gave up so much information, though.
It could have just come up in conversation. That
is true.
Sometimes people talk about that stuff.
That is true.
Well, maybe we should go to his house and check it out, kind of observe it and see what's going on there. And who knows, maybe with your conversation with the coach, maybe that'll spark something. And if they don't live together, maybe we'll get to see them interact, and a heightened emotional interaction might cause him to have another reaction.
Maybe.
But I think it'd be worth checking out. And, as helpful as Sam has been, and so like I just met him today.
Yeah. And now you have all this new tech. And
super weird. I definitely turned off the camera because I don't trust. I mean, I'm very intrigued by Cassie. She has a lot of really good skills, and I think she would get along really well with my aunt. Reminds me a lot of the stories my parents tell about her and her heyday. But definitely don't trust that tech just like sitting there, even closed. I worry she's going to be listening in on something. But without them around us, if something needs to happen, it'll make it much easier for us to use our special skills if we need to.
Truth.
All right. How did you get here?
I got a car.
Well, I got to. Can I put my bike in your car? So
Yeah,
right.
that's fine. Wait, are we gonna go like this, or should we like
I guess we.
change?
I don't know. Is it worse if like he sees us not? I mean, maybe we should change into like other clothes, but if we get caught, it might be easier if we still look like we're our cover identities. So then that way there's not more questions raised because I can't just. I mean, I guess I could put on a fake beard, but that just feels weird. I'm gonna put on an identity to be myself as my identity. Yeah.
You are yeah. You are acting
you don't
as
have
an
to wear
actor,
your.
acting as an actor. Yeah.
You don't have to wear your custodian jumpsuit.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let's go, and we'll talk details on the way.
I don't know. I just pictured the old like Adam West Batman. Yeah.
Like the screen wipe.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
transition.
The
love
good
it.
side is I have my shark repellent, so
Good.
yeah.
Alrighty. So we have also pulling some game references like Persona S style. It is now the evening. Like you have used up all your free time points, and it is now the evening. Except there's no cat telling you to go to bed. But it is now evening. Both of you have kind of like gotten back into whatever's comfortable for you to do some espionage, spying, reconnaissance mission, whatever. Y'all are decked out in camo. Just kidding. Like the full 9 yards.
In urban environment with camo on.
Yes.
I'll be in all black like joggers.
Who's wearing?
Like sweatshirt.
I was gonna say someone's wearing the Kristen Cage turtleneck.
No sleeves.
I'm just kidding. So both of you are dressed as comfortably as possible, and also in what makes sense to try to stay hidden, as you have now, thanks to the help of Kathy, to have the address of Mr. Dorian's house. So when the two of you roll up to this house, this house is a little bizarre because it's very modest. It on the outside, everything is just like structurally sound. It is organized very well. It looks like Marie Kondo rolled through here and just feng shuied the heck out of everything. Everything is in perfect organization. It's very like symmetrical, if that makes any sense. And as the two of you are just like, this is scarier, even seeing that it's translated to actual houses of how, to the T organizational everything is. This is wild to me. But as you two are kind of on the cusp of, the yard and everything, you notice that at the side of the house, there is a large window that is, having lights gleam through it. So I'm assuming you two want to walk towards this window.
Actually, I would like to. If possible, I'd also like to state that Atticus has probably updated his aunt as his kind quasi person in the chair, just so she's aware of what's going on. But I'll open up Penelope. That sounds weird. I'll open up the camera and turn Penelope on. No. I will activate
ooh, AI. I like it when you touch me there. Just kidding.
Nope,
You will
turn it off.
You will push all the buttons to turn Penelope on, right?
I'll find that on Switch.
Penelope's like, oh, well, hello there, Aiden. Or I should say Atticus. How can I be of assistance for tonight?
Wait, what?
You do realize I was in your bag when you and your friend were having the conversation.
Well, I turned you off.
You didn't close me all the way.
Oh.
Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me. I am here to help. Also, Cassie may have invented me, but let's just say I've had a few tweaks from a certain friend that we might both know. And as Penelope says, she patches through. She's like, "Hi guys!" You hear RTO coming through the camera, and be like, "See, your secret is safe with me."
Hi, Artie.
Hi guys, I just wanted to stop by and say hi. I will let Penelope get back to whatever it is you guys are doing. Okay, love you. Bye. And Penelope is just like, I love the kid. Love them dearly.
So what kind of options do you have here for surveillance? How far can you zoom in and enhance? What's going on here?
As you're like pressing the zoom in button, like you're holding it on the ground, is like super zoomed in. I have the ability to zoom in. I also can stabilize the frame so that way the the filming and actual picture quality is not blurry and or not usable. I also have the ability to record in 4K resolution if you must.
And all right, so I'm gonna hold it up to the direction. Like, are there lights on in this house? What, like, can we tell?
The lights are on. There's a window on the side of the house that if the two of you are there and you kind of peek in, you can see inside the house what looks to be like a living room area of some sort.
All right, so go ahead.
Are there cars in the front?
That is a good question. I will say that I will say there's like a few cars like in the driveways. Think of this as like a cul-de-sac of some sort. So there are cars in the driveway, but like the way that this house is positioned, you are like on the side gate of where you're like there's bushes and everything, so you can pop in and out if you need to.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Then from the like border of the house, then maybe not quite going up to it, I'm going to try and zoom in to see if I can like use the zoom to see into the house before we get too close.
Sure thing. So the two of you kind of get close, and Penelope's like, would you like me to, one sec please? And you see the screen kind of flicker a little bit, and something shoots out of the camera that sticks on like the window. It's like a tiny little like robotic spider or some sort, but like actual size of the spider. She's like, I have just unleashed and now have activated, so you can hear inside if you wish.
The high school student. Okay.
That's like the second spider that you owned now.
Oh. As the tiny little dust spider just pops out, I was like, hello.
Oh, you're supposed to stay at home.
Okay. It just like disappears again.
Atticus out of his backpack will pull out his earbuds and go into the settings for the camera, look for Bluetooth, try to set that Bluetooth to his earbuds.
We love to see it. They're like, Bluetooth device pairing 100%.
Little things, and then we're just waiting outside. Oh, hey, okay, it's it. He'll give one to Phineas, and just this way, we don't have this AI just like talking while we're trying to be stealthy, and then also we can hear what's happening. Cool. All right, so he'll hold the camera back up, and then also listen and see what we see and hear.
Alrighty, so the two of you are at the window. You have the audio ready to go. You can watch through the window, but you can also watch on Penelope's screen as well to see everything that is happening. So as we zoom in inside on the video feed and in the window, you see both Coach and Mr. Dorian, in there. So you see Coach's arms crossed, standing very rigid and looking straight at Mr. Dorian or Felix, let's just say Felix. Y'all know the first name at this point. So Coach, arms crossed, looks at Felix and says, "You rearranged the living room again." That's the third time this month, Felix. And of course, Felix, who is by the record shelf, not facing Coach at all, it needed correcting. The acoustics were way off. And he's straightening like a picture frame on the wall and everything as well to make sure that he thinks it's not perfectly aligned, but you could see that it was already perfectly aligned. Everything echoes when it is not in order. Yeah. And then Coach is like, yeah, everything echoes in here lately. And just then a moment of silence. Coach kind of stepping closer to Felix. You didn't hear me yesterday. I said I loved you. You looked right past me. Like I was one of your students who hit a wrong note. Felix kind of just flatly, again, still not looking in Coach's direction. I didn't mean to ignore you. I promise you that. But you did. You've been doing it for weeks. Months even. Ever since you took that curriculum meeting, it's like someone swapped your music sheet and you didn't even notice. Both of you can see, and like Felix flinching slightly but doesn't argue. I'm just trying to bring excellence, discipline. If I let the students go off script, what message does that send? That chaos is acceptable. That expression is acceptable. The feeling is, you used to write songs that made me cry. Remember that? Now you just enforce rhythm. You're scared, Felix, of mess, of not knowing, of not being the smartest person in the room. But that fear is turning you into someone I don't recognize. You don't understand what it's like to be queer, creative, and still be told you're wrong if you're not perfect. Order is the only thing that kept people listening. If I let that go, I'll disappear. You don't disappear, you reappear. The real you, the one who made a mixtape for our first date because he was too nervous to say how he felt out loud. Felix kind of finally turns and looks at Coach with his eyes glistening. Felix's face twitches like he wants to cry, but he won't allow himself to. I'm tired, Alejandro. Every day feels like I'm tuning in an orchestra made of glass. One wrong note, and it all shatters. Then maybe it should shatter. Maybe you need to let something break so it can become something better. And I want to be here for that. But not if it means watching you become someone who crushes young voices just to make the harmony match what's in your head. I miss you, Felix, but I won't lose myself trying to find you. And Coach reaches in his pocket. He puts down a small item, what looks to be a ring box, on the table, and he begins to turn and head towards the exit. Felix, desperate and kind of breaking his composure a little bit. Wait, Alejandro. Coach pauses in the doorway without turning back. And Coach, just without looking back at Felix, I love you, Felix. That hasn't changed. But if you keep letting this thing in you call the shots, you'll be standing on that stage alone, Felix. And you won't even hear the silence. Coach exits and closes the door. Felix is left staring at the door, utterly and totally alone. So we come back to the back outside where the two of you had just witnessed all this go down. So, yeah, let's. I'm gonna let you two play this out and process it however you want.
Dang, I was so caught up on that didn't you say that you had a new app? What was the app?
It's for listening to, like, when he had the choir sing, they I guess there was like some weird harmony or something that happened underneath it. Um, I think we need him to like play some music, or I don't know. I He wrote the music. I think that they were singing, so maybe it's something about the music he's creating.
Okay.
As the two of you are talking about this, Penelope chimes up, is like, "If I may, boys, I think I might have something that you can use."
By all
Sure.
means.
So, Cassie built the app to mix the music, but let's just say that it can do many more things about it.
Wait, is the recording of the music on there?
This is not Penelope, this is Mikey. So, just for clarification, the recording of the music on Penelope.
No. Well, do we is the recording something that we have the means to play back right now? Is it in the app on my phone or Penelope?
I see what you mean. Yes, for all intents and purposes, we'll say that it is also it's Cassie made sure to digitize the copy too. Because it's like CDs are cool and everything, but also
Yeah.
you have a digitized version. And so you have a digitized version, and Penelope is like, "Oh, I see what you're getting at, Atticus. Would you like me to pull up the file for you?"
Yeah, and you have a microphone on the window, right?
Yes, I can remove it and bring it back over here if you wish.
No. Can you? I know you can record through it. Are you able to project through that?
Oh, I see what you mean. I can. One moment, please. And you see the little bug on the window crawl up into like a blind spot so Dorian doesn't see it. I have the ability to project the sound in there. Dare I ask, what are you planning to do?
I mean, we can either sit here and see what he does for the rest of the night, or we can encourage some action. What if we play the modified audio that Cassie made, the song where you can actually hear the unhearable portion of it back and see how he reacts to that?
That I can do. One moment, let me adjust the configurations. All right, it is all set.
All right, that's
Just
good.
let me know when, and I will begin.
You hid the microphone, so I think we should get that, be a little less obvious too. And go ahead, hit play.
All righty. It's a good thing I prepare for all kinds of things. So Penelope's like, all right, initiating file 0423. Beginning transmission now. So you both of you can hear because you still got the earbuds in and everything. So now we'll say Penelope has, configured the earphone so you can also hear it too. And so the hymn begins to play. So Phineas, this is the first you're hearing of it. That this is a audio file of like one of the practices from the choir. And again, Phineas, you also begin to hear as the choir is singing at various points. You also hear this ominous like kind of like a weird frequency as you are listening to this. And again, Atticus, this is not the first time you heard, but you're like, oh, it's still kind of creepy.
It's kind of a banger, right?
It's a bang. It's dropping coming to you, Felix Dorian's new hottest mixtape. Coming to datpiff.com near you.
Is that on Pear Music?
Downloading this Friday. You can pre-save now. We're gonna have so much fun. All right, but back to it. So, Penelope begins to play this, and as it it begins to play, and again, you are watching on Penelope's screen what's happening. So, back inside the house, Dorian is still standing there as he just watched Coach walk out, and the ring box is on the table or whatever. As soon as the sound is beginning to play inside the house, Dorian stiffens. As he turns to kind of go towards the ring box, he stops mid-step like a man hearing something from a dream he'd forgotten. And again, we amplify the sound because Felix says this to himself, that melody. And he begins walking towards the window. His eyes dart left and right. You guys are out of visual frame, so he doesn't see you, but he can still hear the sound coming from outside. And as you both are looking at the screen, trying not to give away your position, you physically see something. You start to see his demeanor and his kind of body language change, and you see something inside of him tremble. Suddenly, his expression begins to change. It's like a static glitch in his face. He winces, his fingers twitch, involuntarily moving as if to conduct. Then he kind of clenches his fists as tight as he can. Then you both hear a very distorted voice of Felix. So this sounds like Felix, but again, you put on the vocal filter to make it more ominous and more glitched out. And it's just like, this music is improper, undisciplined, unworthy. Return to order, return to structure, return to control. Felix begins to clutch the side of his head. His breathing grows erratic. No, this is something real. Something I... Then you both see static flickering across the room. A golden glass shimmer begins to envelop the lighting fixture of this room. You see Dorian again clutching his head and his face as you start to see his face and body flicker a little bit, and that his Justice Knight form momentarily overlays his, a flickering mask over it. His reflection in the window becomes what I'm calling the conductor of order. You see that the mask is made of porcelain. It's cracked, and the mask is like looking, again, like Two-Face. Half of Felix's face is covered in this mask. The mask's eyeball is looking at the reflection as Dorian is trying to fight it as well. Felix kind of stumbles backwards from the window. No, stop. I don't want this. Lights in the house begin to flicker. Sheet music flutters off the piano that's in there. The walls creak with pressure as if invisible strings are being pulled taut around his soul. And the two of you outside, you feel something fighting back. Not against you, but inside Felix, like a resonance trying to retune a damaged instrument. And so after a few moments, the light bulbs inside the house just burst, and the lights go out inside the house. And due to this energy as well, you guys also lose feed inside of the house, and Penelope lets you both know. I have lost visual inside of the house. Whatever that was took out any capabilities I can see for now. It will take me a little bit to get back online, but I can't see any more inside. I apologize, boys.
Atticus, without saying anything, is going to close the camera to douse any light that's there and stick it into his bag and kind of go like this and take out his earbud to like give me yours. And he'll put those away too, and then go on guard, like looking at the house, watching it, like seeing, waiting for any movement, but trying to basically not wanting to be head down in a screen, and now ready to like, because this feels very horror movie-ish, like all that happened and we're gonna like look over the bushes and like a figure's gonna be like standing in the, like a silhouette of a figure's gonna be standing in the lawn or something, like looking
Stop
at our
giving him ideas.
I know. So he's gonna like give you some like gestures to like look around and like just do a perception check.
do a thing. Alrighty. So let's roll, shall we?
Oh boy.
Alrighty. So I'm just gonna have you roll a standard roll. If you think that there are tags that you have that could help you in this situation of what you are trying to do, then feel free to let me know if you think they work.
So the tags that we can use, are those just like I have tags, so it's been a while since we've played and since I've actually had to use my abilities. So I've got fighting style, which is karate chop, and then I've got the things underneath that. Then I also have relationships, which is mentor. And now the ones under that I have experienced, mentor, workshop, and attentive and open. Are those this things that I can use that apply directly to my mentor and that relationship?
Okay, so let's break this down. So again, what is your end goal of what you want to accomplish right now?
To stay hidden and try to observe what's going on in the house now that we've lost our long range capabilities.
Got you. Okay, so you want to see if you can still peep in without being spotted, staying hidden, but also
not even necessarily peek in, but just being able to see if we can see any movement in the house or see if someone's come out of the house. Or
got you. Okay, that's easy enough. You know what? Just run me a straight. Yeah, if you think there is something that could help you with, accomplish that, then feel free to add that. If not, it's just a straight 2d6 roll.
Okay. Okay. I got a 5 and a 4.
Cool. So that is a 9. So that is going to be a soft success, but with some complications.
I got a solid 6.
Oh no!
2 3s.
Oh.
So that is going to be a oops, oopsie.
This is why I DM. This is why I don't become a player anymore, because my dice rolls are shit.
Be like, this is why I don't play as a player no more, you guys. This is it. We're done. But alrighty. Okay, so we got a mix success, and we have a failure for all intents and purposes. 6 or less is like some like narratively it's going to be suck. So
way to bring down our average.
Story of my life, my friend.
Oh no. Alrighty. So as the two of you are just like, okay, I think the coast is clear. Let's see if we can still get some more info despite the lights being knocked out and we lost their screen. So the two of you kind of stand up out of range of the windows. And as you are kind of like maneuvering your way to try to get a glimpse or to try to hear something and try to collect more info, the window that you guys were near at begins to it shatters outward. So the glass crashes. Atticus, you're able to kind of react enough where the glass gets you get blasted with glass, but you're able to kind of avoid it. Anybody who's been blasted with glass at a range knows that it can be not as fun. But you are able to kind of get out of the way a little bit. I will say though that as you are able to kind of duck away from the initial blast of the glass, this is where the complication comes in. You are able to kind of get out of the way, but because of how many pieces got blown out onto the ground, as you are kind of moving to compose yourself, we can now audibly hear the crunching of glass underneath your feet. And now that the window is open, it's like, Phineas, same thing happens to you, but unfortunately, you get caught with the glass. So the glass shatters, and unfortunately, you could not get out of the way in time. And so, as you're kind of like defending yourself, the glass shatters and like cuts you, and you have small chunks embedded into your forearms, as you are now, cut up for right now. And as the two of you are just like, what the hell was this? You also feel, once again, the window shattered outward. And as you're doing this, both of you, as you compose yourself, a blast of golden pressure knocks you guys off your feet a little bit as well. And as you're looking into the precipice of this window, you see a figure walking into the moonlight. Again, half of Felix face, half Justice Knight, conductor of order face. And in the same distorted voice, you hear not Dorian's, but the Justice Knight, like from the window and the moonlight, as you two are on the ground trying to compose yourselves after everything that happened with the window. You will not corrupt the harmony, and I will make sure that you will follow order. And on that note, that is where we're going to end our session tonight.
Nice.
Cool.
Yay!
See, and I wasn't fast enough. I was too caught up in the story because I was going to go, oh shit, like as I hear the explosion, I was going to try to like do my transformation at the same time to maybe lessen the amount of stuff that hits me. But I'm like, you know what? No, I wasn't paying attention. It shows it in real life and it shows on my character. So I'm going to deal with the consequences. Now I got glass all up in me.
So, yeah. So things got real. Justice Knight, the conductor of order, has officially made their presence well known to both of you, as well as, Chris/Kyler when we get to our next session. But, ooh, I am so excited because now y'all are going to have an encounter with this conductor of order as it is slowly starting to manifest its way, trying to, like a symbiote, take over Felix 100%.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say to Atticus. Like when we were in the like just before we left, I was like, man, I'm getting some real like Venom vibes right now. This is kind of creepy.
All I gotta say is, does he have hands?
Yeah.
Does
Not
the
tendrils. Yeah, like not like red tendrils or anything
No,
like
if
that.
he's got hands, I can solve the problem.
That's true. That's
you
true.
can cut his hand off.
That's true.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm not going to deter people away, but remember, this is not full Justice Knight form quite yet. You still got Felix stuck in there somewhere in his deep little soul.
Honestly, at this point, Atticus, I mean, yes, he's ready to engage, but I think my first concern is definitely going to be being able to try and hide our identities as much as possible, because that's very much a top priority for him. Is he walks that superhero lifestyle, so but I've got some ideas. So
I kind of sort of feel like we in the next round, I have a feeling some shit's going to go down, and I'm going to have to brace for it.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, spoilers ahead. We have completed Act 1, so now y'all are about to come face to face with the conductor of order's power. And get ready, because we about to head into the other verse once again. So this will be like, this time there is no mirrors, but it's going to be just as crazy. But that is going to be it here for us here tonight at QUEERZ. We will be back as of right now, unless something changes. We will be back August 16th with our next session, where we will continue the plot. What will our heroes do now that the conductor of order has made themselves known? How will they handle this situation? What is going on? What is the true root of Dorian's change in character? Will the lovers reconcile and get back together? You will have to tune in to next session to find out. So I would like to thank my players for being here this evening. I cannot tell the story without them. I would also like to thank the big kahuna of Halfling Wizard Productions, Will, for not only running our 1s and 2s, but also for being able to give me the ability to tell this story on this platform. So we look forward to seeing you all on August 16th to give you time to catch up, rewatch this episode, digest what's happened, and then come back for some more crazy times as we now enter Act 2 of this arc. This is going to be a lot of fun. But from all of us here at QUEERZ, remember, come as you are, love yourself, love others, take care of each other, and never be afraid to be you. You are here and you are queer. We will see you next time. But until then, from all of us here, this is good night and see you next time.
Tiny robes he's wearing so fine, in the tavern sipping on wine, knows the secrets of the old halfling wizard never told. Mystic wand and a pointed hat, talks to people about this and that. Sneaky tricks and a wink in his eye. Halfling wizard makes the hours fly. Oh, halfling wizard in the night, casting spells to the moonlight. He can talk and he can know. In his world the magic grows. Down the road in evening light, he'll engage you, that's his delight. Readers of the stars he seeks, in a crowd he's sure to